It's really not enough. Do you think that if we eventually get into this could be World War III?
If we get drug into it, um, I would say it does have that potential. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean,
Hmm.
there's all types of things at play here. We're talking massive land. More than anything, we're talking nuclear power. We're talking nuclear weapons. We're
Hmm.
talking, Russia and China who have an accord, who have a union. Uh, During that vote to condemn Russia going into Ukraine, there was three countries held out of it. Three countries didn't vote on it, and China was one of them. India was another one. I can't recall the other one right now, but someone was it Syria?
United Emirates of Arab, I think, something like
Okay,
that.
there you go. Yeah. So they all abstained from the vote to condemn, and then the Russia had the power, so they vetoed it anyways. So it's not like they're at the political level they can actually do anything.
Right.
So what else do you do? And if the sanctions don't work, and Russia could continue to fund their war and fund this thing, then I think it's possible that we get drug into it.
Right. I'm saying the same. And as far as the UN is concerned, if I'm correct, there's a meeting that should be going on today, um, where these vetoes don't have any power, supposedly.
Hmm.
So I guess they're supposed to be making some type of decision on these type of things. Um, like I said, I don't know if I'd say it's a scary situation. Um, I say it is a scary situation because anything can happen. We don't know if Putin's bluffing or not. You know,
No, we don't. Uh, I think I do think he's capable of pushing that button.
I believe so too. I actually believe so too. And like you said, it's about legacy and things like that. And somehow, some way, over these years, through video games, movies, and everything like that, um, Russia has always had this type of hold where we view them as very powerful, you know, and I think it's to kind of keep that stringing along right now, um, just to push it. And I mean, I don't know. I think it's just crazy. What do you feel about what do you feel about Trump statements?
He's Trump, man. Trump's going to say what Trump says. Um, I think it's I think some of his stuff is very comical. I don't agree with all of his politics.
Hmm.
Obviously, he's a billionaire businessman turned politician.
Right.
Uh, do I believe they would have done this during his presidency? Not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean,
I don't, I don't think they would have attacked under if Trump was still president. I don't think they would have attacked.
right.
But
I'd
it's
say
going along in the inevitable, that's for sure. Because it's clear they want that land.
right, right. He mentioned that Putin had mentioned to him that he wanted it. Um, so I do think it was inevitable. I
Mhm.
do think Trump has a way of saying things that tends to rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because
But
I,
I do respect his candor. Just get out there and say it. It might come out wrong. I'm not going to try and use big words to blunder you. I'm just going to say I just going to say what I mean to say. And you can criticize me if you want to. I really don't care. And that's kind of the Trump way. And that's
yeah,
that's why I
it
find it
is.
comical. He's not trying to put lipstick on a pig. He's just doing it.
Exactly. And I mean, because to a certain extent, I'm not going to say I agree, but I understand what he's saying.
Right.
Um, when he's saying that Putin's smart, what he's saying is, all right, well, we know what type of president the U.S. has, and he know how far he can push things. It's more so what he's saying.
Right.
Um, and to have gotten this far, um, have for Putin to have gotten this far within his agenda, I mean, obviously he made some type of smart call at the end of the day. Is it
Right.
smart against humanity? No,
No.
not at all. But in the let's say if the chessboard was about war, and regaining certain territories and things like that, somehow, some way, he's pulling it off from even back in 2014 when he went in and I guess we'd let it slide, you know?
Yeah. 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 The other thing that's really that stands out to me in this whole conflict in this war is the current president of Ukraine. His story is very interesting. Uh, we're talking actor, comedian, gone politician
Mm-hmm.
who played the president of Ukraine in a television show, and then he started out as a teacher in the television show, gets upset about something in the television show, and stands up for corruption, stands up against corruption rather. It goes viral and it gains popularity. He goes for president and he wins. That's the storyline of the show. And then he does it in real life. He won, I think it was 79% of the vote of the Ukrainian vote to become president. So that's I find that really interesting because again, he's not a lifetime politician. I don't know what kind of activist, if he was, he's kind of humanitarian or, so on and so forth. But now we have this guy, rather we don't have this guy, but the Ukrainian president was actor, comedian, now politician, and I kind of wonder if Putin is like, this guy's a joke. Like, I'm going after this guy. I mean, at the end of the day, let's have a conversation about that. It's like, this guy don't know nothing. I'm just going to go after him. Well, I mean, what's he going to do strategically? He has no training. So there's all these assumptions that I think are made that are unspoken. Like, why aren't we talking about that kind of stuff? I mean, that's an interesting conversation to have.
That's a very interesting conversation, and it's a lot that probably has to do with it. I mean, for one, you mentioned earlier the names. Look at these names. How are these names being so tied into the history
Mhm.
of this situation, of this tension that these two countries have?
Right.
That's one. And then I would put it out there that what if this is what if he won based on cyber warfare? I mean, we had it here where they said that Russia may have had something to do with maybe this past election or the one before, you know?
Right. And the interesting point of that is sure, this guy's running for president. Let's help him become president, and then we're going to go after this country.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
hate. It's easy to assume he's not a lifelong politician. It's easy to assume he may not have any political training or may not have any strategical training. So it would be an easy foe, an easy adversary. And the problem with that assumption is they didn't count on the Ukrainian people who've known a lifetime of war. They just didn't count on it. So
They
they're
didn't.
fighting, they're resisting, they're very resilient people, as you mentioned earlier and alluded to earlier. The heroism there, the acts there, they're fighting back. They're not giving up easily. I don't think they're going to give up easily. This is their land. This is their home. They're going to fight for it.
That's true, and they definitely showing that. They're really really showing that. Following this conversation, I'm actually gonna look up their president to I really want to know what's his family's background, because
Yeah,
maybe he decided to go the route that he did, but maybe he actually has some type of family ties within politics or military,
it's
per
possible.
se.
It's possible. Yeah.
It's definitely possible.